and welcome to another Technique Tuesday with Kat Harrington from Wigglecraft. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful card using the Joseph Raincoat technique. So to start with, I'm taking a sheet of Whisper White cardstock. I'm using some stamping sponges and I'll be using some of my ink colours. Today I'm using Rich Razzleberry, Melon Mambo and Pacific Point. To start with, all I'm going to do is ink up my piece of Whisper White in the colours I've mentioned using my sponges. I'm going to use circular motions to try and avoid some of the harsh edges you can sometimes get if you just stamp a sponge straight down. As I said, I'm using 3 colours here, but you can use as many as you want. The best colours that work with this technique are nice bright ones. Okay, so you don't want to be using dark colours for the base. They need to be nice and bright so that when you're finished, they shine through. Okay, just keep going until your entire background is covered in colour. And if you want to, you can then go over them a little bit to blend it a little bit more. That's up to you. Okay, so when your base piece is covered in ink like this, you will need to take an embossing buddy and go over the entire piece with the embossing buddy. Then, as the stamps I'm going to be using are photopolymer, I'm going to place my cardstock on top of my Stampin' Pierce mat to give it a bit of a cushion. And I'm going to use Versamark ink to ink up, first of all, my sentiment. Go down in the corner. And once my sentiment is inked, I'm going to use my clear embossing powder and I'm going to cover the sentiment so that this way I know where I've already put an image or a sentiment so that I don't place it in the same spot. And then I'm going to use some of the circular images and just again stamp those randomly in Versamark, every so often putting the clear powder over the top so that, like I said, I can see where I've stamped already. These images and the sentiment are from the lovely set Petals and Paisleys, I think it is. I will double check that in a minute. It's one of my favourites, but I can never remember the actual name. Okay. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So I'll just cover those last few with my clear powder. Now the important thing is to cover up the entire stamped image with embossing powder. Okay. Cover up my ink. Then I'm going to take my heat tool and set my Stampin' Emboss powder. Once you have set all of your powder so that you are left with clear stamping embossed areas, you then take a very dark colour, either navy like I'm using or black, and you take a sponge brayer and you roll it over the entire piece. so that you're covering up the majority of your bright colours that you sponged on earlier. Now, it doesn't have to be 100% covered, you can still see a small amount of the colours through if you want to. Okay, so now that I've done this, it looks a lot less bright. Once happy, I'm then just going to take some tissue, and where my embossed areas are, I'm going to rub the dark ink back off again so that you can see your bright colours from before shining through the clear embossing powder. Okay, so now your panel looks nice and bright again. And to finish off my card, all I've used is a rectangular piece of Melon Mambo, my multi-purpose liquid glue, place this down, and that is then going to be layered, layered onto a piece of Night of Navy. Again, using my multi-purpose glue. And there we go. It's a little bit of a messy technique, but it definitely gives good results. That's the Joseph's Raincoat colour technique.